Thanks, Bill. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you. There are some seats up front, so don't be shy. I had some housekeeping things. I also wanted to congratulate the Advisors to Watch winners. That's a great achievement. And so you know sort of the rationale behind the list. Typically, when you look at these lists, it's sort of the same folks on everybody's list. And what we wanted to do is take assets and production as an important part of it, but also add a growth component so that a team with $200 million that was really growing and could also compete. We added a character element as well, where we looked at charitable giving and community involvement. So that sort of tipped the scales. I think we have a more diverse list and a list with more firms. We had actually 189 firms contribute to it. So we're very happy and pleased with the success of the list. So congratulations to you all. Thank you. A couple things about today. I know everybody wants to use their cell phones and that's great, but it is a private club, so the way we do it is in the rooms that we have, which includes this room, the yellow room, and the breakfast room that you were in earlier. You can use your phones and laptops or whatever else. Any of the phone booths you can use. It includes the 2 rooms we have upstairs on the 7th floor. Welcome to use your cell phones and everything there, as well. What they don't want is everybody wandering around and talking loud on the phone, as you can imagine, disturbing everyone. So the other piece they want me to talk about, the breakout sessions. Up on 7th floor, we'll guide you there. There are 2 rooms. They're right next to each other for the breakout sessions. With the women's group, that's going to be on the 9th floor. So you can ask anybody with Advisor Hub, and we can help you get there or help you figure out what it is you want to find out about. I did have a slide, because there was one thing I did want to say. Do I have it? Or is that just my imagination that we put a slide together? Well, I just want to talk a little bit about, sort of set the table for where I think, the industry is and kind of, where we're going. If you looked at it, there was a slide, you would see, on one side, sort of, wirehouses and, bank, that's a good picture of me, wirehouses and sort of this Europeanized, model that's sort of developing there. And on the other side, sort of quirky RIAs, maybe the RIAs that we, remember from 15 years ago, we're the sort of mass market looking for $2,000, IRAs. And in the middle, advisors are voting with their feet. So I would look at the middle, not like a circle, but like an oval, with some of the models looking more like wirehouses, some looking more like, quirky RIAs. But they all have certain things in common. The thing they share, the biggest thing they share is this, here we are, this ethos that is, all about primacy of the client, primacy of the advisor-client relationship, really culturally in tune with what advisors want. You see firms, and they could be of all stripes, from big firms like Edward Jones, which has an intriguing partnership model, to the Stiefels, Janneys, to the independent firms, Stewart Partners and Dynasty and everybody else. So I think that what's shared now versus 10 or 20 years ago is this ethos, this feeling about what it is that's important to me and important to advisors. And I think that keeping that in mind as you look at the industry, what has shifted and changed, again, 15 years ago, when I started Washington Wealth, which became Kestra Private Wealth, I'm looking at Rob Barton right there, we had to explain what independence was. People just didn't know, and people didn't look at it. Today, everybody looks at it as one of the choices that they have. So it's just a different world. And I just want to be clear that in that model, other types of firms, not just independent firms, are moving to share that same quality. And I think that that's the biggest shift that we've had, which is that now it's accepted that not just from an independent firm, but from regionals and all types of firms. So equity is going to continue to be a key driver, I think, as people want to own something bigger than themselves. So I have to be quick, obviously. We have a full day, and again, I'm glad that everybody is here. And I want to introduce our next speaker. One of the great things that we're able to do that we have this list is have these great, billion-dollar producers come up and share some of their stories and the things that are important to them. So, there was one other piece. If you're a speaker, and we have a bunch of them, we need you to get into the back and get mic'd up prior to your talk so that we can have you up here and keep everybody running through quickly. So just be sure you're there. So is Matt here? Do I see Matt? Oh, good to see you, Matt. Matt and I spoke on the phone. This is the first time I'm seeing you in person, so welcome. Good to see you. Matt's a managing director at Siena Wealth Advisory Group. It's a private wealth advisory practice working with Ameriprise. He's named one of our 50 advisors to watch over $1 billion, and he has going to talk today about the many paths to $1 billion and how that, how that works. So we really appreciate you being here, Matt. So without further ado, welcome, Matt, and welcome everybody.